Now let's get started. Hey, it's Annika here with Sniff Dog. One of the most common mistakes I see people make is prioritizing the wrong manners when training your new dog. If you have a dog that takes treats super hard from you or jumps up to access what they want, this video is for you.
At Sniff Dog, we're here to teach you how to speak dog. If you can have a better understanding of your dog, you can have a relationship built off trust and fun. We want to come on this wonderful journey of pet ownership with you to help empower the love and connection between you and your pup.
Really quick before we get started on today's video, I want to give a shout out to Plain Yane. You are one of the most diligent pet owners I have worked with, and I wanted to give you a serious shout out because your hard work is not going unnoticed. If you want to be a featured pet on our YouTube videos, make sure that you leave us a comment about what you want to learn more about and share our videos with your friends. Oh, and don't forget to download the training tip sheets. I made it for you. Okay, let's talk about today's topic at hand. Most people focus really heavily when they first bring a new puppy home or even an adult rescue into their home on basic obedience and manners, not jumping up on people, walking nicely on leash, coming back when called, etc. And those are all awesome things to focus on when there's time for training. But oftentimes you don't realize some things you should be working on are really easy to intermix throughout your day without putting too much emphasis into training sessions. So all of the things I teach you today, the 3 training tips, will be actually around creating patience and manners regardless of your dog's age without having to put too much energy into the training itself. What you'll need for today's video is a handful of treats and maybe a ball, a stick, or a toy. Let's get to tip number 1, teaching your dog how to use a soft mouth. Now, puppies have razor sharp teeth. I'm not the one that needs to tell you that. If you have a puppy, you know it freaking hurts when they get their teeth on your hands. Now, often they're putting their teeth on your hands to access things that you're holding, whether that's a bully stick, a tug toy, or a treat you are handing to them. If they learn to use their mouth aggressively to get what they want and it works, meaning you release that toy to them, they're very likely to keep using a hard mouth to get what they want. Now, puppies don't know how much pressure they're using with their mouth, and also adult dogs that are really excited will use a hard mouth when they're taking things from you just because they're excited and they're not thinking. If you teach your dogs that this hard mouth or quick grab or hard grab works and they get what they wanted, that behavior is not going anywhere anytime soon. So I'm going to teach you how to reward a soft mouth and actually punish when they use a hard mouth. It's not rocket science. It's actually really quite simple to do this. And the one really important component I want you to remember today is that I want you to intermix this into your life with your dog, not just training sessions. If you're giving your dog anything ever, you should be doing this protocol with them. I'm not sure if you heard me say it, but we will be punishing your dogs for taking things too hard from our hands. Punishment is something that's misunderstood a lot. We definitely use punishment in positive reinforcement dog training. If you don't punish your dog ever, then there's not always the opportunity to convey to them, hey, I don't like that. It's important they know the difference between what you don't like and what you do like. Otherwise, they're just left flailing in the world, having no idea what it is that you do want. So we absolutely use the use of punishment in positive reinforcement training. It's just never unfair, unethical, hard, or scary. It's never forceful. Punishment in positive reinforcement dog training is taking away access to what your dog wanted after they did something bad. So in this exercise, we are going to be taking away the toy that your dog jumped for and put their mouth on your hand hard, or if they came to take a treat out of your hands, we're gonna take the treat away from them if they use their teeth on your hands. The taking away in conjunction with the hard teeth is punishment. They lost what they wanted because of an undesired behavior. All you have to do with punishment is be very, very consistent and very, very clear. If you do this, you lose this. To teach your dog how to use a soft mouth, I want you to put a treat in between your fingers, not at the tip, but in between your fingers, so it lives nice and small inside your fingers. Like this, not like this. When I go to give Cedar the treat, it's in my fingers, so if he takes it hard, I take it away from him and I try again. If he takes it hard, I take it away. If he takes it soft, yes, he can have the treat. Now notice I didn't say anything to him when he got it wrong. He just lost the treat for a couple of seconds and then I tried again. If I talk, it doesn't really do anything. My hand is doing all the talking that he needs in order to understand being pushy, taking food hard, or biting my hand to access it is causing the treat to go away. If he uses a soft mouth and licks at it or puts a little bit of teeth pressure on my hands without it hurting, then he will hear the magic yes word and be given that treat. A lot of people ask me if I teach the word gentle with this particular skill. No, I don't want your dog waiting to hear the word gentle before they use manners with their mouth. I don't need to tell them that. I want them to learn by default to be careful about how hard they're snagging things from my fingers. The other thing is it takes hundreds of repetitions for this to work. They're not gonna learn it in 5 times. Depending on the environment, how excited they are, how hyper they are, how overtired they might be, if there's other dogs around, they might be more in competition for that food, so they'll snag it harder. You need to understand the environment will change how hard your dog takes food. And so you need to repeat this same pattern everywhere you go, no matter what the circumstance, so your dog starts to really pay attention to how much pressure they're using with their teeth and not just in the comforts of your home. The last thing I'll say is you should be comfortable handing treats straight to your dog's mouth. If you're scared of doing that, then you need to get really much more comfortable in this game, because there will be times where you have to touch your dog's mouth, and especially if they're a puppy, I want them to think it's normal that you touch their mouth or put your fingers in their mouth. It's going to happen when you try to take things out of their mouth. You might as well get comfortable with it in a game that you're in control of and not just be scared to put your fingers near those teeth when you're already in conflict with them outside over a piece of garbage. So they never mean to bite you. In this exercise, we're normalizing teeth on hands, but we're trying to teach them to do it soft instead of doing it hard, so that long term you actually don't have to feed your dog like a horse and be scared of giving them a treat in the first place. Tip number 2 is to teach your dog patience for food and toys. This is a massive problem I watch people participate in all the time, and it drives me crazy. If you just train this and work on it with some awareness about what you're doing wrong rather than what your dog's doing wrong, you will see behavior change. This tip is really important for teenage dogs that are jumpy, bouncy, overzealous, struggle with self-control, or lack frustration tolerance, which basically means patience. This one's for you. Please work on it. I want you to work on it in your house, in your yard, on the walk, in the hallway, in the elevator, in the parkade, at the park, at the dog beach, in the forest, in the car. Anytime you are going to give your dog something that they want, whether it's a ball, a stick, a food bowl, a Kong, a bully stick, a toy, especially during tug, they must learn by default, without you asking, to keep all 4 feet on the floor. If they jump or bark or snag the item out of your hand without you offering it fully to them, then you're gonna take the toy or item away. I'm gonna show you in a demonstration with Cedar. Ready? Good boy, that was good. That was good. That was good. You're so cute. Ready? Yes. Good boy. Yes. Good boy. You're so polite. You're so polite. Yes, good boy, get it. Good boy. Now, you'll notice I didn't ask Cedar to sit. I didn't say no. I just took the item away when he jumped for it or was a little bit pushy for it. If he keeps all 4 feet on the floor and is polite, I will say yes or okay and hand him the item that he wanted in the first place. A lot of repetition might be required. Cedar's pretty well trained on this one. I practice it all the time, especially with sticks outside. I hold it over his head, I slow motion deliver it to him. If he jumps, it goes away. And we repeat that until he keeps all of his feet on the ground, and then I say, okay, and he can have the stick. It's a really great patience game to practice with your dog in all environments, certainly not just inside your home. I don't say stay, I don't say leave it, and I don't say sit. I want him by default to offer polite behavior around something I am holding that he wants. Again, that could be a Kong or their food bowl. If you go to put it down and they jump all over you or bark for it, you can take it away. The behavior you don't like causes that item to be removed momentarily, and then you can try again. Remember, it's going to take a number of attempts of them getting it wrong before they get it right. If you have to do this game 15 times in a row with just that stick or bully stick or tug toy in order for them to get it right, that's wonderful. They're learning that jumping does not work. The more hyper they are, the more they're going to jump. So it's great to practice this when your dog is in all kinds of moods to master impulse control and patience once and for all. Tip number 3 is to capture offered behavior. This is the secret to a happy and healthy relationship with your pet inside. This is a game changer. Listen up. We as human beings are really friggin' good at focusing on all the things our dogs and our humans do that we don't like. Stop jumping, stop biting, stop barking, stop digging, stop pulling, stop whining, stop pawing at me when I'm in a Zoom meeting, etc. We're really good at focusing on all the bad things they do. If we just switched our headspace a little bit, just a little bit, like a couple minutes a day, just notice this. Stop noticing all the things they do that you don't like and start going, holy shit, he's doing something I really do like right now, and I never asked him to, and I kind of don't expect him to get it that right because it's a difficult environment. A guest comes over, and your dog hasn't had a guest in the home in a long time, and they're really excited. If they don't jump, hello, hand them a handful of treats, praise them, everybody gives them attention, give your dog a raise, give them something that they want simply for not getting it wrong. Just because we expect them to not jump doesn't mean we don't reward it when they don't jump. If they don't do a bad behavior and you capture them getting it right and you reward them for it, it's very empowering for them. And it also makes the world an easier place for them to figure out what the hell you want. Because if you're constantly focusing on all the bad things, you're not paying enough attention to the good things, and the bad things will happen more often because you're giving them attention. So, any time of day that you are doing anything in your home, let's say eating dinner, if your dog is not pawing at you, barking at you, whining at you, and in fact they're either under the table politely like Cedar is right now, or they're lying on the ground away from you eating, or they're lying right beside you eating, get up and acknowledge them. Give them a treat, pet them, say good boy from a distance. Anything you have to say, hey friend, that right there that you're doing, I didn't ask for it, but I really like it, and it's going to cause you food rewards or my attention. What gets rewarded gets repeated, and if you start rewarding what they're already doing right, even if it's just 1 second a day that they actually figured out what you want from them, reward it, and that behavior will begin to be practiced more and more often because they've figured out,
oh, if I paw and bark at her when she's eating dinner, I get ignored and nothing happens. But if I lie in my bed across the living room, I get treats every now and again just for hanging out over here.
which one are they going to choose? The bed one. One other last example I'll give you so that you can really remember all the opportunities throughout the day you have to practice this is if you're cooking dinner or cleaning out your dishwasher and they're not around the dishwasher or underfoot in the kitchen. If there's a mat in your kitchen or a bed near your kitchen or even your dinner table, if they go and sit on the mat or lie on the mat, you can even encourage them to by putting some treats on it in the first place. Continuously walk back over and reward them when they're on the mat or lying calmly anywhere near the kitchen. And when you start doing the dishwasher or eating your meals, they'll go lie in that place because they know meal prep, eating meals, kitchen stuff equals I go to the mat and I get good things. If they offer it without you asking, reward it. That is called capturing. And capturing, again, is very empowering for our dogs. They're not being told what the expectation is, but when they figure it out and they get it right on their own time, we certainly reinforce them with our attention, praise, and food rewards. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope these 3 patience and manners-based exercises certainly help you intermix some training throughout the day without having to put too much effort into it and without it taking too much time. Don't forget to download the training tip sheet. I made it for you. And also make sure that you follow us on Instagram, give us a like on Facebook, and also follow us on YouTube. Subscribe to our channel and press the notify button so you find out when our next video comes out, which is every Thursday. Enjoy the bloopers. One of my favorite things as a dog trainer is to help people. Poise.